Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and this is going to be the rules for the Scottish Players Only Celtic series. Number one, all foreign players must be sold or released. Obviously, that counts for the players that start at the club. We're getting rid of all non-Scottish players unless they have a dual nationality with Scottish nationality as one of them. Number two, players with dual nationality can be used until they receive a cap for another nation. Self-explanatory, common sense. Number three, youth caps do not count towards being eligible, only senior caps for national teams. That alludes to the second rule. Obviously, some youth players are going to be picking up caps for different youth teams. However, if they do have Scottish nationality and they don't have a senior cap for that national team, they are eligible to play and they are considered Scottish only, even though they are a dual national. Number four, manager may not be added in order to get Scottish national team job. Obviously, I'm going to try and become the Scotland manager. And in regards to doing so, I'm not going to be able to add a manager to create a vacancy for the Scotland national team. So we need to get that by pure means. So basically, the manager needs to be sacked or retire or step down, and then we apply and become manager that way. Now, we have the goals. Goals of the series are pretty normal. Obviously, want to win the Scottish Professional Football League, the Scottish Premiership, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm assuming that is a given for Celtic. We also need to win the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup. Both of those tournaments, I think, are very achievable for Celtic, even under these challenge rules. The next one, however, much more difficult, and that is to win the UEFA Champions League. Obviously, the biggest, realistically, the biggest prize in club competition, Champions League. You know, Celtic, they have a pretty unique history with European competition. We want to further that and not just be a group stage competitor for the duration of the series. The next three goals here on the list all pertain to the national team. The first of which, getting the Scottish national team job. That is a goal in itself. Going to be relatively difficult, at least until a few seasons into the game. The next one is to win the European Championship with the Scottish national team. And finally, the last goal, the biggest goal you could probably imagine, is to win the World Cup with the Scotland national team. Obviously, we can add a few stipulations onto that after we achieve that goal, or if we achieve that goal. Anyways, let's get into the episode. Welcome to episode 3 of the Celtic Scottish Players Only series. Now, today's episode, as you can tell from the title, is going to be the UEFA Champions League Champions Playoff. And we will be taking on Slavia Prague. I'm going to do both games. But before we get into that, we do have one fixture to go over since the last episode. That was a 3-2 victory over Hibernian. We managed to beat them in the League Cup second round. Pretty interesting game, I'd have to say. As you can see, Ollie Shaw and Josh Vela getting goals for Hibs. And luckily for us, Lee Griffiths got himself 2 goals, one of which was a penalty. And then we also had Barry Douglas. Now, I want to actually show you Barry Douglas's goal because it was quite impressive. It was a really solid volley, and I guess I'll just let you guys see for yourselves. As you can see, Forrest with a nice cross, and then bang, first time on the volley, Douglas putting it in the back of the net. And that was actually the equaliser as well, so full credit to him. Good stuff. And that was the only game. So let's get into the lineup for this first leg away from home. All right, so starting in goals, we're going to go with Bain. We've also got Kerr, McKenna, and Sutar starting at centre-back. Worth mentioning that McKenna played the last game. He's still lacking a lot of match fitness due to that injury. But he was pretty dreadful, and he was actually at fault for both of the goals that we conceded. So I'm a little bit worried. You know, we are trying to work him back to match fitness, but honestly, the injury that he suffered, and then Scott Brown's in a similar sort of position. We're going to try and bring him off the bench over the next couple of games, and hopefully those two will be match fit. I'm going to try and work on the match fitness a lot. I did receive a comment in the last episode, so obviously we're going to focus on that. Not going to put too big of a focus on players playing for the reserve team because it's really not that important at the moment. Anyway, right wing back position, we're going to go with O'Donnell. He's been our best player at the moment, alongside Griffiths. But yeah, he's been banging the assists, and he's got over an 8.06 average rating at the moment, which is incredible. We then got Greg Taylor in the left wing back position. 3 centre mids are going to be Armstrong, McGregor, and Ferguson. He's going to come back in as well. And then up front, we're going to stick with Johnston and Griffiths. So yeah, bench today is going to be Gordon, Hendry, Douglas, Forrest, Brown, Mallon, and Christie coming back on the bench after he has recovered from his injury. Unfortunately, both Dane Murray and Henderson will miss out today. Bit of an interesting one to leave Henderson out. He's played pretty well, but I wanted to get Scott Brown onto the bench. I mean, apparently we're the underdogs today, which is sort of unexpected. I wouldn't really think that Celtic would be the underdogs. I know Slavia Prague, they're actually a really good Czech team. I think they're like I think it's arguable, but they're either the first or the second strongest team in the Czech Republic. All right, looks like we've won the ball there through Taylor. It's given it away straight away, though. And I'm pretty sure this is for group stage qualification, which is essentially a minimum that our board has expected of us in this first season in regards to the Champions League. So we need to be getting through. Of course, the finances that come with that, pretty incredible. All right, I'm just going to ease O'Donnell off. I want to make sure that he doesn't pick up a second yellow. Nice long ball. But Griffiths he got tackled pretty easily there. Now we've also got McGregor picking up a yellow card as well. Few players out there not playing too well. O'Donnell's one of them, after I decided to talk him up before the match. Got a long throw in. Somehow Griffiths gets his head on it, and they're messing around with the ball in the box. And somehow we don't actually manage to do anything with a pretty good opportunity. Really should have made them pay there. And they got very lucky. Ferguson picks it up outside the box with a nice little cross, and that's got to be a goal. But I think Griffiths is going to be offside. Yes, he is. It's going to remain 0-0 for now. I mean, he was pretty well offside, to be fair. Alrighty, not a great first half. Like I said, there are a few performers out there that should really be doing a little bit better. I mean, at the same time, we're probably a little bit unlucky. I think we might even make a couple of subs here. I think O'Donnell might need to come off. That's a huge, huge save by Bain. I thought they were about to get the opening goal. Very, very strong hand from our goalkeeper. And it's almost gone into the back. And I mean, we're playing with danger. We're playing with fire. All right, we're going to make those subs. Let's get some fresh legs on. Or fresher legs, shall we say. I'm going to bring Christie and Forrest on. Christie will go on for Johnston. And then O'Donnell will come off for James Forrest. I think we'll leave it like that for now. Might actually demand more from the boys. Actually, we'll see what happens here. The free kick goes over everybody, and we do actually lose the ball. So, yeah, we're definitely not playing too well. I've got to say, it's interesting, and luckily for us, their shot goes over the bar. Alright, we're into the last 10 minutes. I'm going to push them forward as well, once I get the opportunity to do so. I mean, an away goal is just so important. Could really, you know, even if it finishes a 1-1 draw or something like that, that away goal could be so important. Forrester Taylor, he's got to be doing better with that. That could have easily been a headed goal. Unlucky. And you just expect him to do a little bit better. You know, essentially an unmarked header in the 6-yard box. I mean, it's relatively difficult to pull off. Oh, Christie could be in behind. Their centre-back missed his header. Christie, oh, just puts it wide. What an opportunity. We'll push him forward for the stoppage time. But it does look like it's going to finish a 0-0 draw. Yeah, there we go. I knew it was going to be a tough 2 legs. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, you would have to say that Prague are in the driver's seat. And I mean, to be fair, 10 shots each, pretty similar possession as well. Anyway, all right, what I'm going to do now, play the Hamilton game, if I can get my words out, off camera. Actually, let's play it on camera. So I'm going to bring you a triple header today. I'm going to do all 3 games, so I'll join you back for the lineup against Hamilton. All right, so let's get into the lineup against Hamilton. We've only got a couple of changes in the starting lineup for this one. We've replaced McKenna with Hendry. I mean, realistically, you would think McKenna is a better player than Hendry. But at the moment, I mean, McKenna's just not playing anywhere near as good as I would sort of expect him to do. We'll probably bring him on for a bit of game time. Again, we want to try and get that match fitness up. Recognise that I didn't actually bring Brown on in the last game. I was hoping that we might actually get a lead, and then I'd be able to bring him on, because I don't really want him to be be dragging the midfield down due to his lacking of match fitness. Anyway, and then we got the other change up front, which is Christie coming in to replace the injured Johnston. Did pick up a bit of a knock, so he'll miss out today. We've got the youngster on the bench as well there. But apart from that, it's exactly the same lineup. We'll probably make a couple of changes for the second leg, which will be after this game. But yeah, let's get into it. Pretty interesting sort of central diamond that they're going to be playing. They have actually won both of their games that they've played so far, so they're in pretty good form in the league anyway. But we are the home team, so I'm going to expect us to try and put out a pretty good performance today. I mean, we're obviously dominating the shots. Just need to see us do a little bit more. Good tackle there by Armstrong. Didn't really do too much last game, but that's a really good cross and a really good goal scored by Christie. And that's already his 5th goal, despite picking up that injury, which has kept him out for a couple of weeks. And that's a really good start. 15 minutes in, we've got the opening goal. And, you know, Hamilton, like I said, they're top of the league at the moment. It's a top-of-the-table clash. As you can see, just onside there. And that goal does actually put us top for the meantime. Got Ferguson picking up a yellow card. Of course, he did pick up that red card quite a few games ago. So we'll just ease him off. Make sure he's not going in too hard in his tackles. That's a really good shot there by Hamilton. Blair Alston with a really nice goal. Pretty poor defending, I have to say. None of our players actually sort of went out and put any pressure on him. And a nice low shot just inside the box, I think. Or just outside the box, actually. Very nice goal indeed. And Hamilton bring it back to 1-1. It's also their first shot as well. So that's pretty frustrating. Going to ease Douglas off as well. Always a little bit nerve-wracking when your full-backs or your centre-backs pick up yellow cards. Alright, O'Donnell with a long throw. Christie manages to get on the end of it. Douglas, I think that header was going wide, but there's an open net, and Griffiths has put it in the back of the net. Already his 11th goal, and there's some interest in him from Liverpool and Everton, so I feel like he's probably going to be highly sought after, especially with the amount of goals he's scoring at the moment. Yeah, good to see Douglas, you know, he missed his first header, as you can see there, but then, you know, got himself back and managed to put the assist in there for Lee Griffiths. And we're 2-1 up. 4 minutes until half-time. Sort of exactly what you want. Although, Oakley's in behind here. Oh, such a good save by Bain with his feet. That was their second shot on target. But we are going to take the lead into half-time. There we go, 2-1. With another big 45 minutes still to come. I was going to say that I'm pleased. I mean, we're in the lead. I know we've had 20 shots with 10 on target. And they've only had 2 on target themselves. And they've scored 1 goal from that. But if we just continue playing the way we are, we will get the victory here today. I'm sure of that. But if we drop off, you know, we're going to cause ourselves... Oh, what a goal. Douglas can score. He can score, man. That was a top corner finish from the left wing back. Really nice goal. Kerr, who's one of our ball-playing centre-backs, with a nice cross. And then Douglas blasts it near post in the top corner. And we're 3-1 up. And there was no way the goalkeeper was saving that shot. I think that might be... Yeah, it's another goal. John Sutar getting his first goal for the club, I think. Only 2 minutes after the last goal. Douglas again with a free kick. And the big centre-back jumping straight above the Hamilton defence. Just onside as well. This is what I was talking about. You know, if we keep playing the way we were, you know, keep dominating, I had a feeling we were going to score a few more goals. And we're 4-1 up. Perfect. All right, Bain claims that corner. I mean, you have to say that their defence is playing pretty bad today, which is obviously benefiting us quite a bit. And Griffiths is in behind again. Bit of a wayward shot, though. Not really up to his high standard. All right, we're going to make a couple of subs here. We are going to bring McKenna on, and we're also going to bring Scott Brown on for Ferguson. I guess we can bring someone else on as well. Maybe we'll go Stevie Mallon or McGregor. Probably should have brought Douglas off, actually. He's fairly fatigued out there, also on a yellow card. And we could probably use him quite a bit in the next game, in that second leg against Slavia Prague. Because we do have a lot to do in regards to qualifying for the group stage. A 0-0 away draw for us is definitely not a good result. The fact that we have no away goals could be very, very costly. A score draw for Prague. Oh, what a goal by Armstrong. Oh my god. Making it 5-1 in the 87th minute. But you need to look at this goal. So far out. What a beautiful long-range shot. Bang. I think that was on the half volley as well. Incredible stuff. I mean, there's a strong possibility that will make his loan signing a permanent one. We do have the optional fee. Pretty expensive, though. I think it's, what, 15.2 million, something like that? Very expensive. Like, the most we spent on a player this transfer window, I think, was just over 5 million. Ooh, Griffiths has scored another goal. We're 6-1 up against, Hamilton. I know they're the league leaders, or they were before this game. But we are only 2 games into the season, or 3 games, essentially. There is a long way to go, especially when the league splits off. If you're unfamiliar with the Scottish league, they do have a sort of a league split. It's a Champions League split and then a relegation league split, and you only verse the teams that are in a certain area. I think it splits at about 6, maybe. I think we can have a look at it very quickly before we skip forward. We'll just give Griffiths a bit of a praise for picking up the 2 goals and the man of the match award there. If we jump into the league table here, go down to rules. As you can see, we've got the championship group and then the relegation group, which is the top 6, which they will all fight it out for the European spots, and then obviously the bottom 6 fight it out for the 2 relegation spots down the bottom there. So yeah. Anyway, I'll skip forward the 4 days and join you back for the lineup against Slavia Prague. Alright, so just before we get into the lineup, I just wanted to show you the league table very quickly. Obviously, we are actually top of the league, only by goal difference, however. St. Johnstone managed to beat Rangers 1-0. So as you can see, Rangers have suffered 2 losses this season. They also lost to Hibs there. And yeah, St. Johnstone, they are tied with us, essentially in first place with us on 7 points. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the lineup. This game is massive. We win this game, we're into the group stage of the Champions League. If it's a score draw, we're out on away goals, and obviously if we lose, we're out anyway. So it's pretty massive, you have to say. I mean, we essentially have the chance of completing our first board expectation, and I think we really need to be doing that. We're going to go with the exact same lineup that started the Hamilton game. We won that game 6-1, so there's goals. There's goals in this starting lineup, and that is exactly what we need today. We need to be scoring a few goals, enough to solidify a victory against Slavia Prague. A couple of changes on the bench. We've, Taylor's suspended for this one, so Henderson's come onto the bench for him. And then Johnston's come back in as he's now fit. Yeah, let's advance. Now, I just want to say, if you could smash a like on the video, guys, be much appreciated. But yeah, apart from that, I'm going to tell the boys that I expect them to win. And I mean, they've relatively well responded to that team talk. And we've got a highlight 3 minutes in. And it looks like it's going to be for Prague. Although we have won the ball, Sutar above and beyond our best defender. I mean, he could be our best player. Anyway, it's a bit of a nothing ball played up to our strikers. Kerr wins the ball back. O'Donnell with a nice ball to Christie, 1-on-1, and that's a good save by the goalkeeper. A little bit of a letdown there, you have to say. Alright, Douglas picks it up. Plays a first-time long ball to Griffiths. Can he score? Yes. Oh, he's hit the post. I thought that was in. I thought that was in the back of the net. So unlucky. I thought we had the opening goal there. Again, it's looking like a really even game out there. I mean, you could say Prague are actually dominating us a little bit. Especially considering we're the home team. Oh, but they've given the ball away. Griffiths. He's got to score that, man. How has he not scored? Literally handed to him on a plate. I have to say, that's pretty frustrating. That's really frustrating, actually. I mean, Christie and Griffiths, both on 6.4s. McGregor's on a 6.4 as well. Just a lot of players not performing too well. And we've given the ball away yet again. Could be punished for it. Bain spills it. And they're going to put it in the back of the net. That is terrible goalkeeping. We're 1-0 down. We need to score 2 goals to win the tie. Terrible goalkeeping by Bain. You have to say that's a letdown. That is a massive letdown. He's dropped to a 6.3. Alright, we're going to make some subs. I mean, Johnston can come on for Christie. I mean, Griffiths is fatigued and he's not playing too well. But I mean, at this point, I have to keep him on, basically. The other change we'll make is Armstrong off, and we'll put Henderson into the left centre midfield role. Yeah, I guess we'll keep that last sub just in case, but I mean, it's going to demand more. At this point, I don't really see what other option we have. I mean, we're breaking forward now. That's got to be a red card. Kufal, it's got to be sent off here. There we go. Second yellow. He's gonna go off the pitch, and they're down to 10 men. This is it. This is our chance. That is a lifeline. We need to capitalize. Still 23 minutes left. Kerr to McGregor. Out to Douglas. Griffiths. All right, there we go. We've got 1 back. It's not enough, though. A 1-1 draw will send us out. We need to get a winning goal. Number 13 already for the season as well. Really good cross there by Douglas. Perfect positioning. But like I said, we need another one. We have to score a winning goal. All right, we're on the ball again. Griffiths. Ooh, good save by their keeper. And Johnston loses the ball there. I'm pushing them forward. We've got to do something. We're running out of time. Douglas with a free kick. And it's in the back of the net. Jason Kerr, first goal for the club. Douglas with another assist to his name, and we're 2-1 up. That is exactly what we needed. Kerr with a towering header off of the free kick. Now we have to defend. Skoda will get it for Prague. He's in behind. And he shoots, and that's a good save by Bain. He needed to make up for his error. We're into the 85th minute. It's cleared away from the corner. Oh, Ferguson's given away a free kick there. That's a bad spot. Very bad spot to give it away. And luckily for us, it clears the crossbar. 6 minutes of stoppage time. As it stands, we're going through. No more highlights. There we go. Full time. The 2-1 victory. I mean, I have to say, that send-off was massive. It changed the game in our favour 100%. I mean, we still had to score the 2 goals. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting our team. They're Barry Douglas, 2 assists, 8.9, man of the match. And we are into the UEFA Champions League group stage. What an incredible result. I thought it was over. I honestly, before that red card, I thought we were going into the Europa League. But we're going to be playing with the big boys. We're actually achieving our first board expectation as well, which is perfect. 13.13 million in the bank due to the qualifying of the group stage. And I mean, that's got some pretty tasty fixtures probably lined up for us in the future. Anyway, the next episode, episode 4, is going to be the Rangers game. I might actually do the Rangers game and then Dunfermline Athletic in the League Cup quarterfinal. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that one. Again, make sure you drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. And apart from that, take it easy and goodbye.